Something bizarre happened this week during a press conference where Mitch McConnell was talking to reporters and completely froze up. The clips of this, of course, have gone viral on social media. Just in case you haven't seen what happened, here is the clip. Take a look.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. We're on a path to finishing the NDAA this week. It's been good bipartisan cooperation and a string of
Wait a minute.
Are you good? Mitch?
Okay, Mitch? Anything else you want to say, or should we just go back to your office? Do you want to say anything else to the press?
Go ahead, John.
I'll take it back. Let's go back to you.
Go ahead, John.
So Mitch McConnell stood there for nearly 20 seconds, frozen solid. Like, absolutely just nothing. And needless to say, it scared everybody standing around him. Like, what's going on? This isn't normal. Are you okay? And he couldn't even answer that question. He walked off to the side. The press conference finished. They ushered him out. And of course, later in the day, he came back out, did another press conference. They asked, hey, are you okay? He's like, fine. He seemed perfectly fine at the second press conference later in the day. So what happened to Mitch McConnell? We don't know. All we know is that earlier this year, of course, Mitch McConnell did, of course, suffer a concussion. So there is speculation that this could be some kind of lingering side effect from that. However, based on what we know, this has not happened since he had the concussion, unless information is being hidden from us. So we can't say that he's been having these episodes since the concussion. For a symptom like that to develop so far after the concussion, this being the first instance, it's not out of the realm of possibility, but if episodes like that were going to happen after the concussion, they likely would have happened sooner to the event. It's possible that he had a mini stroke. Obviously not a full-blown stroke. We did not see, any of the usual symptoms that you would with a full-blown stroke, but mini strokes are a thing, and that could also explain it. The man's 81 years old. Mitch McConnell has been serving in the United States Senate since I was 2 years old. So the reason I'm even bringing that up is because obviously at 81 years old, he's had health problems, his whole life, and they've become more apparent in recent years. That's, by the way, due to childhood illness and lingering effects from that. But here's the thing. When Dianne Feinstein, who's closing in on 90, started showing signs like this, the immediate discussion was, she's too old to serve. She is not competent enough to serve. So it's only fair to talk about Mitch McConnell in those same terms now. I mean, at 81 years old, clearly not in good health, although he did just win his re-election, so he's there for a lot longer than Dianne Feinstein's going to be there. How do we address this issue? We need age limits. It's that simple. We have people serving in the United States Senate that are not capable of serving in the United States Senate. There's only 100 of those people. At least you got 435 on the House, but you lose one member of the Senate. You have one member who's not able to show up and do their job. Well, we saw what happened earlier this year with Feinstein with that. And now for the Republicans, maybe it's going to happen with Mitch McConnell. And as soon as it starts impacting them, you can guarantee they're going to start calling for age limits too. But these are the unfortunate and unpleasant conversations that we now have to have as a country because we're seeing it happen too often. Because we're sending a bunch of octogenarians to the Senate to represent us, and they're having issues. They're having health crises. And honestly, to be fair to these people, and I have no love for Mitch McConnell, I despise the man. I despise everything he stands for. He is responsible for some of the worst pieces of legislation the Republicans have bestowed on America. I have no sympathy for him. But let me say this with both regard to McConnell and Feinstein, these are people that should be spending their golden years in retirement, not in a retirement home, but retiring. Enjoy it. You're done. You've paid your debt to the public by serving in the Senate. Go relax and enjoy what few years you have left. Stop clinging to this power because you're hurting our country at this point. That is the message that we need to be sending. But whatever happened to Mitch McConnell, I'm not going to wish ill upon him, but it definitely shows something's wrong, and it's time for us to start having those conversations and getting some solutions. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week, so if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.